how do the two dreams of Joseph actually point to Jesus? And what does that mean for us? Let's recap yesterday's preaching and bring some application for your everyday walk with God. So here's what happens. Joseph is the favorite son of Jacob. That would be easy if it would be the only son. But he is amongst 12 sons. Jacob has 12 sons from 4 different women, and the atmosphere is hateful. There's resentment. It's a broken family. It's clear from the stories before in Genesis 37 that this family is the bed for violence. That's a dangerous place to share your dreams. That's not a connect group setting where you sit down and it's like, what is your dream? And everybody goes, oh, this is so nice, right? They feel threatened by those dreams. Why? Well, because first of all, Joseph thinks it's ultimately about him, and they think it's ultimately about them. The first dream is that they are cutting a harvest, so wheat, and the sheaves bound together are falling to the ground. So they're cut and they're dead. But then one sheaf stands up. It's the sheaf of Joseph. In that moment, all the other sheaves, the 11 other sheaves, stand up and they bow down to the one in the middle, to Joseph's one. What does that sound like? Somebody gets cut and is dead, but as he rises, everybody else around him receives life and is then bowing down to him. That's the story of Jesus. It's a messianic picture of who Jesus is going to be. So what they fail to understand and know is that the dreams that they are confronted with, or that Joseph has, actually, they're ultimately pointing to Jesus. And yes, those dreams, they kick off the story. And yes, those dreams will be fulfilled in the life of Joseph. But ultimately, they're actually about Jesus. And the second dream that actually brings him into even more trouble, into even more hate from the brothers, is that the sun, the moon, and 11 stars are bowing down to him. Well, the father, even Jacob, gets angry. He's like, I as a father bowing down to you? Well, the siblings were fine, but not you, not me. He still treasures the dream somehow. It says he kept it in mind. But ultimately, that dream that was not about Joseph's life. It was to a certain degree, but ultimately it was about Jesus, because in the Psalms it says that the moon and the stars and the sun, they proclaim the name of the chosen one, of the Messiah. In Ephesians, it says that Jesus has been elevated above all galaxies, above all times, above all places. Well, that's about Jesus. So here's my long-winded answer to the first question at the beginning of the video. How do the dreams point to Jesus? And now here's the application. What does that mean for you? Well, if God has given you a dream, either a daydream where you're thinking of the future and you're like imagining how life could be different, or maybe even something where God has spoken to you in your subconscious. I mean, if he's God, he can speak to you through scripture, obviously through prayer, through counsel with others. Why not through dreams? How is the subconscious off limits for God, right? And so if God has spoken to you either in the literal dreams or in the figurative dreams of your life, well, that dream is ultimately about him receiving the glory. And the way to get that dream fulfilled is moving it from a me dream to a God dream, moving it from I want that for me to how does God get glorified in this? Because if God is in it, then God will drive the story forward. And that's what we will see in the story of Joseph. Whatever looks like a downturn, whatever looks like a fail, whatever looks like nothing is succeeding, is actually God bringing the story forward. And that's my prayer for you, that whatever God has placed in your heart would come to fulfillment, to the glory of God. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.